Okay, hello. Yes, I got a new microphone. I'm just going to have to hold it like this for a second, mostly because right in front of me is a little bit of nonsense. Let me show you. Okay, these are all of the covers for all of the things that I need to read or slash want to read for the next 2 months. They're the things that are on my TBR. Now, I got some things happening and I'm trying to work it out, but this is going to be the beginning of the spring cleaning squash that series or squash that series spring cleaning version. Anyway, let me get out of the way, get this mess cleaned up, and we'll transfer to the computer where we have them all up there as well and they're easier to manipulate. Okay, I'm going to be move myself around, but we're going to start right here. This up here, May 3rd through the 9th. So 7 days, 1 week of reading. Now, the house layout was sent over to everybody. Was sent over like we got it in the mail. The house layout is right here. And it is broken down into rooms. Okay, so as you can see, right over here on this side is the backyard, ABCD. Then I'm covering up EFG in the bedroom. Then HIJKL is in the closet. MNOPQ is the hallway. Nope. MNOP, sorry. QRST is in the kitchen. UV is in the dining room. And W is in the living room. So what we were supposed to do for this is you could pick a few ways that you wanted to do it. Now, number one, it's called Squash That Series. So everything we read should be part of a series. No standalones happening for the next 7 days. And then what we were supposed to do, 2 options. You could choose one of these rooms and you could camp out in that room for the whole week and just read prompts that are in that room. There are a few people that are just hanging out in the living room. I will scoot over. There's only one prompt right below me in the living room. Oh, over there. And it says, read a sequel that counts for another challenge. Honestly, I do have a 50 before 50 challenge. I could just read books that count for that. I think that's the way it works. And hang out in the living room. Am I going to do that? No, because I like punishment and chaos, I guess. So what I am going to do, sorry. Option number 2 is for a clean sweep where you do 1 prompt in each room. Am I going to do that? No, again, because that was not quite enough chaos for me. So what I have done is I have turned it into a game board. I'm going to cover up these prompts over here on the left and we'll talk about them in a second as we go. But here's the way it's going to work. I am going to be these little sparkly cleaning things, okay? And I'm going to try to move around and clean as much as I can in this house. But it's going to be a game board. I'm going to roll a dice and I'm going to move that many spaces. And that is the prompt that I have to complete. Do I have books to complete all these prompts, you ask? Not really, but I'm working on it. I just went through and looked at my whole series list, which you guys will see, either the video before this or the video after this, is me talking through my series and what I'm going to do about the fact that there are over 200 of them. And that's not all of them. Of the ones I have gotten so far, there are 200 series that I have either 248. It's almost 250. That I have at least read 1 book in, and then I have to decide, do I want to continue with some of these? And so I have a list of them that are do I want to? Do I not want to? And that's not true. I don't have the whole list. Now I'm trying to go through the list and ask myself, what's the next book I need to read? Do I want to read it? Do I need to reread the book before it in order to continue? Things like that. That's what I'm going through asking myself. So by the time this starts on the 3rd, I will have everything done. But it is killing me not knowing what the first prompt is that I'm going to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and spin for the first prompt and move ourselves into the backyard. I was thinking, once I get to W, by the way, in the living room, we're just going to step right back into the backyard and get back to work. The only issue is I cannot land on the same prompt twice. So let's say I land on A. I hope I don't roll a 1, but if I roll a 1, that's totally fine. So let's say I land on A. When I get to W and I go outside, I will just skip over A when I'm doing my counting for my steps. For my landing on the spaces. So I am definitely not going to read enough books to do all A through W. I just want to see how many in 7 days I can get done. So it's going to be a lot of reading, but I think it can be done, and I am really excited. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. That being the case, it doesn't matter what dice I use. I think I want to use a D4 just because that has the highest chance of me staying in a room. Like if I roll right now, the first 4 prompts are in the backyard. So I'm going to definitely stay in the backyard, which is what I would like to do. And then when I move to the bedroom, though, there's only 3 prompts in there. So if I roll a 4, I'm skipping the bedroom and going all the way to the closet. There's a lot of prompts in the closet. Y'all must have some messy closets. My closet's not big enough to be that messy. But anyway, so I'm going to go get the D4 and we're going to roll. Actually, I'm going to get the D4 from the computer. So it automatically rolled the D6 like it always does. We're just going to cancel that. We don't want to see that. We want the 4. Are you ready? Am I ready to see what we're doing in the backyard? Here we go. It's a 3. So that is C. And C says reread a book 1. That is actually okay as far as that goes as a prompt, because there are some series that I want to reread the first book in just to see if that's where I want to go, or like if I want to continue with it. And so I think I already know the one I want to do, because if you look at A up here is read a new release, and the next book, the one that I want to go back and read only has 2 books in it, and the second book just came out. So let me go get the cover, and we're going to talk about my first book for the readathon, which is a reread. Okay. It's The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett, and A Drop of Corruption is book 2 that just came out, and so if I get it back around there, I can read that. I did read this. Let me see when. I gave it 4 stars. Let me see what my review or activity says. I read it in one day in August of last year, and I already don't remember what happened. But my review says, this was such a great mystery told in the best fantasy world. I loved so much about this. The world building and all the fantasy elements were great, but it was characters that drew me in and made me want to keep reading. We are following the apprentice to a detective. I said those are not what they're called, but that's the closest equivalent in our world. Anyway, he thinks he's hiding secrets and the detective is weird and no one wants to talk to her. Together, they solve huge mysteries and I can't wait to read more. I do remember elements of that, especially going back and reading what I wrote, but not well enough. And so I had it on my list to maybe go back and read the first book before I went on in the series. So that's what I'm going to go with, The Tainted Cup. It's been almost a year, right? It's been 9 months, 9 out of 12. That's a long time. Okay, so I'm going to read The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. And I will start that on the 3rd, and I will be back here with y'all to chat with y'all about it as soon as I start it, and then we'll see what is coming up next. So I think I want to put it over here. Let me get away from C, because I rolled a C. All right, so here it is on the board, all the way up here at C. Going to help me clean up some stuff by rereading a first book. Now, did that help me with any of those things that y'all saw spread out here at the beginning? It sure did not, but hopefully at some point we can get those worked in. But for this 1 week, I really just want to focus on cleaning as many things as I can in Casa de Bailey. So I will be back to check in with y'all when I start reading The Tainted Cup. So I'm back, and I have just over an hour left in The Tainted Cup, and I already did my roll, so I'm going to flip you to 5 minutes ago, Amanda, who had her microphone muted. And as you can see, I rolled a 4 on the D4, which means that I moved to G, which is my most intimidating read. And that sucks because now I have to read Dune. Not that I don't like Dune, but I don't know why I have been putting it off, but I've been avoiding it like crazy. Also, Children of Memory is on that list as well. But I'm technically, it's on my intimidating reads list, but I am supposed to read that in June for a specific prompt. So I don't want to read that in May. So I'm going with Children of Dune. So in an hour, when I finish The Tainted Cup, I'm going to start Children of Dune. I will check in with y'all when I get close to done with Children of Dune, or when I finish it, I'll check in. And that will not be until some point tomorrow. Hopefully I get time tomorrow to read Children of Dune so that I can go on to other books, because I'm trying to get rid of as many series as possible this week, and reading really long books is not the way to do it. But anyway, I have it on Libby. It's like 17 hours, so let's do it. Okay, y'all, it is Sunday afternoon, and I have a bit of news. I am DNFing Children of Dune. I am 40% of the way through. I have given it a fair shot, and I just do not care. There is so much discussion and so much politics and so much like I am the reincarnated god of this king, and like, it's too much. It's too much, and I do not care. And I know that there are such huge Dune fans in the world, and I wanted to be one of them, and I'm just not. But one of the points of this whole readathon is to get your series down. And now that's one less series that I'm going to be reading. Yes, it is one of my 50 before 50. It is also about to be the only one that I am going to DNF and not replace. So I'm DNFing the series. This is book 3. So I read the first 2. I had to force myself to read the second one. I enjoyed the first book, and I thought things were going to be fine, but I had to force my way through the second book, and now 40% through the third book. I just cannot do it. Like, I just do not want to pick it up. So we're going to roll the dice again and move on to the closet. We have done the backyard. We have done the bedroom. We're moving into the closet. So I'm going to roll my D4. I'm scooting over a little. I should be out of the way. All right. We don't want the 6. Oh, I'm not out of the way, actually. Let me just get over here. All right. D4. A 3. So far, we've rolled a 3 and then a 4 and now a 3 again. So, not the X. Okay, H-I-J, that's 3. And J says newly acquired. Didn't I say that I wanted to do that? So what I'm going to do, because it doesn't say new release, it says newly acquired. And I just got the Spy Family books, 9, 10, and 11 in the mail. So they are newly acquired. And so that is the one that I'm going to be reading. That's one of the ones I already had on my TBR, and it's on my 50 before 50. So it's one of the ones I wanted to get to. So I'm going to start volume 9. I'm still holding the tiny book. I could hold the actual book. There we go. The actual book. I'm going to start that today. I will check in when I'm done. Okay, it's later on Sunday night. I have finished this Spy Family volume 9. It was so good. It started out with them on the ship that they were on in volume 8, and we finished up their ship experience, and then Anya going back to school after their little break, the school break, which is where they went when they went on the ship. So, really cute. And I was glad that I got that easy one after I had given up on Dune, because I was feeling kind of bad about it in general. So anyway, we have finished H down here. No, J. So there's 2 left in the closet. So I need to roll a 3 or higher to get out of the closet. 1 to 2, I'm hanging out in the closet a little bit longer, but let's go to the dice roller. All right, let me get out of the way, and we roll a D4. Staying in the closet. Okay, so I went K and then L, and L is a series, hold on, that you own multiple books from. Okay, so that I own multiple books from. All right, let me go over here and look at my list, and we'll talk through some things real quick. The problem is that I don't own a lot of these books in general. Oh, you know what? The Kennedy Ryan books, I do own all 3 of those. So I own multiple books in the series. So I think that's what I'm going to read. I also have it on Libro, which is an owned thing, but I have physical copies of them as well. So I think I'm going to read the first. I think it's When You Are Mine. Yes. When You Are Mine is the first one, and I own multiple. I own more than one book in the series, so that is great. So I'm going to put that here. We're cleaning this corner of the closet before we leave. The closet's going to be really clean. We've now cleaned 2 parts of it, or we will have cleaned. But a romance is the perfect thing for me, exactly what I need right now. So I'm really excited about it. I'm going to go start on it right now tonight. It is 9:45-ish. And then I'll be able to read it all day tomorrow. I cannot believe how well Saturday and Sunday has gone. Other than the DNF, everything has gone great so far. And I'm only on my 3rd book, which I've seen a lot of people over in the Discord that are really going fast. But I'm really trying to stick to my TBR and get as many series books off my TBR as I possibly can. So this one is also part of Her Kid. So I'm really excited about it for that as well. And that's it. I will check back in. Oh, I told you about Spy Family. I told you about Dune. So that's it. I think I'm pretty much caught up with what's happening. And I'll check back when I'm done. Okay, I don't have time to do anything other than roll this dice because I have like 20 pages left in this book. I got a 3. That's the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. I'm moving I just said L, M-N-O. O is finish a series you recently started. I literally just started this series. I'm 20 minutes to being done, but then that means I have to read 3 more books. Is there another series that I recently started? Wow. I'm going to be stuck here at O for 3 more books. Okay, maybe. Maybe I am. I need to read the other 2 books at some point. Okay, I gotta go. But I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'll think about it and be back and see what I do in the meantime. Okay, sorry. I had to go fast last time because I had to run out of here and I knew I was going to finish this book while I was out and I wanted to see if there was something else I could read. But I literally finished it right as I walked back in the house after going to my meeting. So first of all, there is a bit of a love triangle situation in this book. I should have read the back of it. I should have, but I did not. And the last sentence of Walsh's part says, Karis is the soulmate Walsh never thought he would find. The problem is his best friend found her first. So that is pretty much what this is. And normally I'm not reading this. This is not something that I would read or that I would want to read, but I'm giving it 4 stars. I thought it was so good. Now to the actual, what the next thing is, which is to finish a series you recently started. So it doesn't say the most recent series. So if I go back over here and I'm looking at all the books I've read, Amal Unbound is the last book 1 that I read, or The Secret Lives of Country Gentlemen. And both of those series only have 1 more book in them. So this is called Omar Rising, and we met Omar in the first book. Sorry, I don't know why I sound like that. Anyway, we met him in the first book, and this is the end of this novel, this series, Amal Unbound. So I think that's what I'm going to go with, as long as I can find it. I should be able to find it on Libby. It came out in 2022, so it's not super new. So I'm going to mark it as currently reading, even though I haven't even found it yet. But I'm going to go check Libby, and hopefully I can get it from there. I can get it, and it's only 2.5 hours, or about 2 hours, a little more than 2 hours on audio. So I am doing sprints right now over here with Danielle on her channel. So I just got back from what I was doing. I do have some work that I need to do today, but I'm going to start this book for the next 7.5 minutes. I also need to read the 2 hours of Stephen King that I'm supposed to be reading. So I think I'm going to start Omar though and get a little bit further, but I'm going to put him over here for O. I'm going to be reading Omar. And then if I land on O again, I'm probably going to do The Secret Lives of Country Gentlemen because that's only 1 book and I recently started it. But I can't land on O again because when I come back around, I'm going to skip over the ones I've already done. Okay, let me put the book cover in here and start reading this book. When You Are Mine was very good, and I'm excited to read the next book in the series. Y'all, it's Monday night. I just finished reading, I want to say Omar Rising because Well, honestly, Omar Epps, the actor, is the first person I heard with that name. And that's how he said it. But they say it more like Umar. Umar? Anyway, this book, I'm giving it 5 stars. It was so stinking good. And also, it's right under my head. Let me move. So right here, also the cover is beautiful. Like the colors on it, look at it. Look at it. I just love it so much. Oh my gosh, that is exactly what I needed. Like a feel good, middle grade hug. That's what it felt like. I liked them all, but I think I gave it 4.5 stars, and I'm giving this one 5. 5 stars. So stinking good. Okay, let me get my dice roller, get out of the way, see what is next. Also, Omar was not one of the books that I needed to read, but that's okay. We just did LMNO. Okay, so unless I roll a 1, we're leaving the hallway and entering the kitchen. Okay, here we go with my roller, a 2. So we're at O, that's PQ, and Q says considering DNFing. Okay, I actually made a list of these books that I was considering DNFing. I mean, a list of series, but they're not any of my 50 before 50, but they might be. Let's go look. Okay, so here is my giant list, and you can see, well, first of all, the ones that are orange are the 50 before 50 list, and the ones that don't have anything beside them, so starting right here with this one, I haven't gone through all of these, this whole section to the end, but I have gone through all the rest of these. So right here, I was thinking about DNFing, right here, maybe DNF, right here, let's see. I did reread The Shadow of Leviathan. I said reread book 1, ? Yes, let's reread book 1. Also, this one I might be DNFing. Runaway Royals, The Legendborn Cycle. So there are a lot on here that I potentially would like to DNF. So I was trying to look at these and see if any of these are like jumping out at me that I want to do it. And the only one that I think I actually want to check on is this Louise Bay, the Royals collection, their romances, and that'll be an easy one. If I'm having to add a completely new book to my TBR, I want it to be easy romance, not have to think about it a lot. And both of these other ones above it are fantasy. So let me go see if I can get this book on Libby. I feel like my Libby app is probably like, why are you downloading and searching for new books when you already have a lot checked out? And it is because of readathons, Libby. That's why. Okay, Duke of Manhattan. Oh, by Louise Bay. Well, of course. It says, notify me when it becomes available. This title is in German. No, thank you. What else? Let me see if it's like on Kindle Unlimited or something. All right, well, it's right here on Kindle Unlimited. My question is, how many pages is it? 298 pages. Do I really want to jump into a 300-page book when I haven't even made my first ring around the thing? I mean, I might. Oh my gosh, is this set? This is set in Fairfax, Virginia. That's literally where I'm moving. My family, first of all, my family are fighting. What? My family is fighting over who's the next Duke of Fairfax. The rules say me if I'm married. It's not a trade-off worth making. I could never limit myself to one woman. Maybe this is why I want to DNF this series. Or so I thought until my world is turned upside down. Now the only way I can save the empire I built is to inherit the title I've never wanted. So I need a wife. Okay. Scarlett is making a business proposal, and I've got more interest in a fake marriage proposal. I do love a fake marriage, a fake wedding, Kindle Unlimited. Borrow these books before May 9th. What's happening on May 9th? New arrivals available for a limited time. Oh, I thought it was talking about those books I was trying to read. I was like, what? I don't want to read any of these, so I'm fine. Okay, I'm going to read it. They sold me with the fake dating, so I'm here. I hope as we go through this book that the Duke of Manhattan gets himself under control, because that is awful. Literally Manhattan. Why did I think that it was Fairfax, Virginia? Because it said Fairfax. But literally it's called Duke of Manhattan. I was born into British aristocracy, but I've made my fortune in Manhattan, and New York is now my kingdom. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's the literal Duke of Fairfax in England. I thought it was just like, Duke of Fairfax, like saying they're going to be in charge of it. Oh my gosh. Okay. It says a sexy standalone romance. I don't know that that's what I'm in the mood for, but I'm considering DNFing it, so let's do it. All right. There it is on cue, on the cue space, ready to go. RSTUVW. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots left to have one round of the board done. Also, if I go back to the clean sweep, which is doing one prompt in each room, so far I've done that as well. I actually did 2 prompts in the closet and 1 in the hallway, and now I'm doing 1 in the kitchen. I'll just need to do 1 in the dining room and the living room, and then I got a clean sweep. I'm hoping eventually I'll get a clean sweep, but I'm not going to stop in the dining and the living room. I'm just going to keep going, and we're going to hope the dice. That means I have to land exactly on a W eventually, so hopefully the dice will work in my favor at some point, and I can do that. So anyway, I'm feeling really good for where we are on a Monday night, though. That's really nice. And tomorrow I'm not going to have a lot of time to read, especially not physically on my e-reader. So I'm going to take my e-reader to bed with me tonight, and hopefully I can get quite a bit of reading done tonight before I go to bed. So I'm switching back over to the book that I'm supposed to be reading on audio. Maybe I'll get a little ahead on the stand also, because I'm supposed to do 2 hours a day, and I've done my 2 hours for today, but I want to listen to audio for a little bit. You know what? Nope. I'm going to catch up on some YouTube videos. It does not matter. Y'all do not care. I'll be back with the Duke of Manhattan. Meanwhile, if you have not read them all, Unbound and Omar Rising, please go get them and read these books. They were available on my Libby, and they were fantastic. Okay, the end. Okay, y'all, I finished. What was I reading? The Duke of Manhattan? Yeah, that's what I was reading. I'm not going to DNF this series, I don't think. I liked this book enough. It is too spicy. I found myself skimming and being like, okay, y'all can be done with all of that. So I didn't love that part of it, but I really liked the actual story, and especially the larger story about what's going on. I'm sorry, I have been working all day today, so my hair is a little bit wild, but I finished. Just as I was finishing up work tonight, I had like the last 20 minutes when everything has been picked up for the night, so I can't like start the next project, but I'm just sitting around, especially when there are no patrons in the library. So I finished The Duke of Manhattan, and I am going to continue with the series. Let me get out of the way, and we can look at where we are. We are here in the kitchen. We just entered the kitchen. So I've already got the dice roller pulled up. I'm going to move this over here so that I can move it when we roll. But we're on cue, and I'm going to roll the D4. Oh, a 4. Okay. RSTU. Oh, we went in the dining room. U. Y'all, what? Why did I want to read anything in the dining room? It says binge an entire series. Also, why did I read When You Are Mine over here? Because I could have binged that whole series because I need to read 3 of those 4 books. Oh, no. I got to go do some thinking, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I still don't really know what I'm going to do. I have gone into the Discord for Squash That series, and I have asked if the Amazon short series, like the newest one is called Shiver or something, with all the horror authors, I asked if that counted, because if that counts, I can read that. I have them all, and I just haven't read them yet. And then I asked for suggestions if anybody had short books or a short series that they would recommend if that doesn't work, preferably that I can get on audio and Libby. Oh, the votes are coming in. So Danielle and Lizzie, who are the hosts for this time, have both said they think that the thing will count the 6 short stories / books. So, okay, awesome. I am definitely going to read that. Oh, and Bailey just came in and said, yes, it counts. So I have gotten permission from all 3 of them. So that's what I'm doing. I think I have a cover that is just the Shiver cover. Let me look. Okay, it's called the Shivers Collection, but I actually can't find. Oh, there is a picture that has all 5 of the books. So there's 5 of them. So that's what I'm going to put on my thing. I'll get out of the way and show you. Okay, so it looks like this. It has all 5 of the books. So it's Jackknife by Joe Hill, The Indigo Room by Stephen Graham Jones, The Blanks by Grady Hendrix, Night and Day Misery by Catriona Ward, and Letter Slot by Owen King. This is going to be the first thing by Owen King and the first thing by Catriona Ward that I have read. So I'm really excited about it. That was the reason that I got it. I just wasn't planning on reading it right now, but that's totally fine. Hopefully I won't get too scared tonight and I can listen to these and I'll report in as I finish listening to them. So that's what's going on. And then guys, all I have left is the living room, and I will have read one thing in each room, but that means that I have to roll a 2 next time I roll the dice. I have to roll a 2. Otherwise we're continuing. We'll just see what happens. Okay, y'all, I don't think I've been telling y'all what day it is, but it is Wednesday night. It's 11:10 p.m. I am not finished with the Shivers, but I have read 4 of the 5, and that Catriona Ward one messed me up, called Night and Day in Misery, I think it's called, or Day and Night in Misery. Anyway, that was almost too much. I am going to go ahead and do my next roll because there's no way that I can listen to the Owen King story upstairs before I go to sleep. So I want to see if I can land on the W or maybe something else. So it's either going to be V, W, A, or B, because I'm going to roll a D4 and we'll just start over. I need it to not be V at this point, but I would love for it to be W or A or B. I don't even know what they are, so that's fine. But I don't know if I can handle a V after doing the U right now. But anyway, maybe I can. It'll be fine because I know what I want to read for that. So let's get over here. There's my 4 that I did last time. And let's roll. I'm so scared. Oh, okay. Well, the good news is I get to go all the way to A. The bad news is I didn't land on W, which means I've got to make it all the way back around to try to land on W. And I have 2 full days. The other second bit of good news is that I have no work outside of my house Thursday and Friday. So for the 8th and the 9th, I'm off. So hopefully I can get some stuff done. Now, what is A? Read a new release. Okay, so what came out in one of my series is recently? That's what I need to find out. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I need to go upstairs and get some stuff done in my bedroom before my husband goes to sleep and turns the light out. So I'm gonna go up there, look through my list that I have, and see if I can figure out what I'm gonna read next. Just a new release in one of my series. I feel like that's doable. I just don't know what it is. I kind of feel like it's gonna be simple once The Tainted Cup, the second book in the Tainted Cup. But that one is not. Okay. That's going to be my backup if I can't find something on my TBR right now. So I will be back to tell y'all probably what I picked and then update y'all on all the short stories in the Shivers. I can tell you right now that if you like horror stories, you need to get this for sure. Okay, no, I didn't come talk to y'all last night. Now it is already 3:30 in the afternoon on Thursday. I have been in to get my nails done. I got a massage. I worked out this morning. And the whole time I have been reading, as you guys can see up here, A Bloom in Winter, which is the latest book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. It came out in November of last year. So less than a year since it was published means new release. And so that is the one that I am reading. I don't have to read like a super, it doesn't have to be released in the last month, but that was released in November of last year. And that gets me caught up. It's on my list already. And it's a 50 before 50 book. So that is what I have started doing. Now let me talk to you all about the Shivers. First of all, the title for the collection, that's probably so accurate. Like, it's one of those books or series of stories that all are just slightly disturbing. You know, when you're done and you're like, oh, that's messed up. Like, when you think that, when you're reading it, that's what I thought about every one of these. And I really enjoyed every one of them. I had never read from Catriona Ward, which, by the way, when they said her name on the thing, they said Katrina Ward. And now I'm thinking, have I been saying it wrong? I don't know. But I've heard other people say Catriona, and it is R-I-O. So that sounds like Catriona. But anyway, that does not matter. Also, I had never read from Owen King either. So that was interesting to read from the two of them. Just all the stories in general had their own little thing about them that just made them so creepy. But it's just one of those stories. The whole collection is when you finish and you're just like, ew, that was ew. And Katrina Ward's was the one that I liked the least, only because the subject matter was very hard, very difficult. So maybe before you pick this up, definitely check trigger warnings. I mean, of course there's death, but there's also like some domestic abuse and child abuse in some of these. And again, like I said, death and grief and that kind of stuff. So make sure you check that out. But I highly recommend reading these, listening to them, reading them on your Kindle, however you decide to do it. I recommend. Now, A Bloom in Winter has got to be like book 30 at this point. I don't know where we are with all the books in the Black Dagger Brotherhood, and because there's been like a spinoff for the people in prison, the prison camp, whatever. Anyway, this is a combination of both. We have a couple of people from the prison camp who are in one storyline, and then we have the Black Dagger Brotherhood in another storyline, and I definitely think I see where they're coming together or they're gonna cross over each other. But this is how she has been doing the books recently, where they don't just revolve around one couple, but there's usually a new couple and an old couple that the books kind of see their POVs. So we're still getting to visit some of the older characters from previously, and then we're visiting with new characters. So I'm really liking it so far. Better than I have liked the last couple where we were just dealing with the prison camp stuff. I'm really liking this. It's nice to be back in Caldwell. And yeah, so I am 55% of the way through with this one. So I'm not coming back to check in until I finish, but I just wanted to update y'all on where I was and what book I had decided to pick and what I thought about the Shivers. So I'll be back when I finish A Bloom in Winter, and we can chat again and roll the dice again and keep moving through this house. Okay, it is over. The readathon ended at midnight last night. For me, it kind of ended about 9 o'clock last night. I'll walk you through what happened, because I finished A Bloom in Winter in the wee hours of the morning yesterday. I'll just say like maybe 1 o'clock. And so I just opened up the dice roller on my phone, and I didn't record me rolling. So here's a screenshot or a picture of what I rolled. So from A over here, I got a 3. So that was B, D, and then E is where I landed. And E is lowest rated sequel. So I went through the things on my list that were in a series, and I was just looking for ones that were, well, the lowest rated. So I was doing this on my phone. So I pulled up the Canva board and I was looking through this list over here of all the books that I wanted to read. And the one that I found that was lowest rated was Blood Sugar Baby by J.T. Ellison, which is the next in the Taylor Jackson series. And then I went looking for the audio version, and it was like, there is no audio version. There is no physical version. This is only an ebook novella. And I was like, oh, Okay. But it's short. It's like 70 pages or something. So I read maybe like the first page that night, and then I was like, I need to go to sleep. So yesterday when I woke up, I pulled it up on my phone and just periodically read it throughout the day. If you were with me while I was sprinting, I did get up and do some pacing, walking sprints where I read the book while we were sprinting, and I just paced around my room, around my house, and read it. So, I was expecting to take me like closer to midnight to finish, and then I was going to come update y'all. Well, it didn't take me very long. And then my friends called and were like, hey, we're doing the fire pit over here at our house. And so I went over to their house and did the fire pit and never came back and reported in. So now I'm reporting in this morning. I finished Blood Sugar Baby before the time limit. I did not get a clean sweep because I did not land on the W. However, 9 things this week I read, and every one of them were part of a series. Some of them ended the series, like finished a series for me. Some of them I had to read the whole series. Yes, it was the novellas, but still. So it was just very productive week. Getting rid of some of my series, or not getting rid of them, but knocking them down. Also, 5 of them are on my 50 before 50 list. So it was just very good progress all around. I love Squash That series. I love this little twist on it for spring. I can't wait to see what's going to come in fall and how that's going to go. But I love it so much. I love being a part of it, and it's a lot of fun. So that is the end of Squash That series for spring 2025. And I had a great time, like I said. So I want to know if you guys participated in it. If you, now that you know about it, want to participate in it coming up in the fall. It is to read down any of your series. So any series that you've started but you haven't finished, that's what this is for. So, thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!